Hello and welcome to It's Only Electric. Today I'm actually located here in Utrecht, just outside Amsterdam, Holland. We're gonna do a really long range test today, drive 1,700 kilometers here from Xpeng in Utrecht all the way back to Stockholm. Really long way to go, and this video will be about efficiency, range, charging, comfort, and as you know, this will take a lot of time, so it will be a very deep insight into the Xpeng G6. Let's start. So this is the initial part of this long trip of over 1,700 kilometers. We're just outside Amsterdam. Roadworks ahead. This is really amazing. I have a speaker here in the headrest. I love that feature. Even in this class of a car, I'm a mid-size SUV. So as you see, my brother is here and he is joining me on this trip. Yes. I mean, I don't want to do this all by myself. It's a long trip to do, so
it is.
Yeah, I think it's good to be able to switch the driver a bit now and then, because I'm gonna be tired otherwise. Yeah. So perfect. Welcome.
Thank
you.
And
I know that a lot of you really love when my brother is here and companioning me in my videos. So here you go. And we're actually going towards Germany now. As I said, the final destination is Stockholm. So Amsterdam all the way up to Stockholm. And we're going to pass Bremen soon in Germany. After that, moving towards Hamburg. And hopefully we will get some traditional German hamburger dish. It's not a hamburger, but something more traditional when it comes to food. We're gonna document that for you guys. Some facts: this is the Xpeng G6 all-wheel drive performance. So this is the quickest version. Dual motor, all-wheel drive, as I said. Combined output 476 horsepower, 660 newton meters of torque. So this is a hefty, powerful car. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, 4.1 seconds. Top speed just over 200 kilometers per hour. So it's a powerful package.
Yeah.
And I think its closest opponent is actually the Tesla Model Y performance.
Yeah,
almost the same performance as that one. A bit more range. So range for this one is 550 kilometers, WLTP kilometers. If you want to have slightly more range, you can go for the rear-wheel drive version with the same battery pack that has 570 kilometers of WLTP range. If you want to know more about the car as such, more details about it, I have recently made a video with some more facts. Please check that out. This is the link, because this video is not about covering all the details about the car. It's about range, it's about charging, it's about efficiency. And as you probably already know, this car, or Xpeng in general, is really good at charging. Yeah. And the top speed of this one should be 280 kilowatts fast charging on a 800 volt charging. And we're going to do a lot of charge tests during this trip.
Yeah.
This is the perfect video for you to understand how much distance we actually can cover, including charging, during a certain amount of time. So very interesting. And I'm just checking the navigation here. I don't want to miss this on-ramp.
Yeah.
But good charging, as I said, 10 to 80% should be able to do in 20 minutes. Let's see about that. Another interesting thing, as I said, this is a 800 volt system.
Yeah.
And as you probably know, there is also 400 volt chargers out there in the wild. For instance, Tesla's supercharger network.
Of course.
We're gonna test that too.
Yeah, will be interesting.
Yeah, and see how it behaves. How long will it take to charge it on a 400 volt system? So not under optimal conditions, because that's also good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So stay tuned for that. And we have been driving for over 40 minutes now. Do you have any initial feelings?
Initial thoughts. Really good comfort.
Yeah.
And really quiet. actually.
Yeah, so it's running on steel coils,
Yeah.
traditional dampers. Nothing strange, but feels nicely tuned.
Like, yeah, really, really nice tuned. Like it's soft, comfortable, good over bumps. Like the roads are not perfect.
Yeah,
It still feels good.
yeah,
And also really quiet. Has a good premium feeling, I would say.
yeah. Lost some focus. It's beeping. I don't know why it says keep your hands on the wheel, and I think I did that. But
Maybe because the camera is.
yeah, it's
Watching you.
yeah, it's watching me. Maybe I need to turn off some of the features. But yeah, so silent cabin,
Yeah.
insulated glass,
Yeah.
traditional suspension as we said. So, but still very comfortable.
It feels really good.
Feels like a good car for long trips.
Yeah.
So hopefully we are right, and we will touch that area again later during this video. So stay tuned.
And the seats are also soft and comfortable. So
Yeah, I think they feel a lot like the seats in my Model Y.
yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think it's
Maybe a little bit softer.
maybe a bit softer.
Yeah.
Gives you good support.
Yeah, it does.
And I love the speaker here.
Yeah, it's
So nice. Okay, so the first stop, we're actually hungry
Yeah.
and it's time for some lunch. And we hope that we will find some nice Dutch food inside this more or less, at least it looks traditional.
Yeah, from the front at least.
Yeah, from the front,
front,
it
not
looks
from here.
traditional. And yeah, I think this looks promising. Let's go in. So we just received our traditional Dutch dish. Twee kroketten is like 2 potato sticks. These two. Some French mustard. I think you're gonna put it on. 2 big ass bread chunks. Some nice salad to that. Let's eat. So now we have tried it. Actually, it wasn't potato.
No.
It was something else inside.
It was not 2 potatoes. It's some type of beef, like mixed beef, with some breadcrumbs and fried.
Yeah. Did you like it?
It was not bad.
No?
It's pretty interesting. It's interesting to eat it with bread.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So a lot of dry things combined together, but
Yeah.
still,
Not dry. It's like,
the inside of it is actually good.
yeah, it's soft.
Yeah.
It's squishy.
We have been traveling for almost 200 kilometers, and we just recently passed the border between Holland or Netherlands and Germany. So now we're actually on the German side, and average consumption until now is 16.9 kilowatt hours. I think we have consumed 31 kilowatt hours of the battery pack, so remaining state of charge 45%. But keep in mind that we didn't start at a full charge, we started at 82%.
Yep.
So soon we have consumed 40% of the total capacity, or the starting capacity. So 45 left. So we're actually planning to do the first charge stop just before Hamburg.
Yeah, Hamburg. Ionity, right?
Yes, Ionity, so 800 volt charge test.
Yep.
Probably,
350 kilowatts charger,
yeah,
right?
350, the 350 outlet, so that's good. Hopefully,
The extra says that 4 of them
yeah, so currently
should be empty.
4 of 4 is available,
Yeah.
and it's 180 kilometers left
Yeah.
before
exactly.
we arrive. So apparently there is no problem going 400 kilometers with this car.
No, doesn't seem like that.
Seems fairly easy. And now we are not on the Autobahn, but we have 120 as a speed limit. And it doesn't seem to consume that much of an energy either. It's fairly efficient.
Yep.
This is almost, at least until now, it's like Tesla Model Y efficiency.
Yeah.
But let's see how this ends up. We have a long way to go.
And it's also the performance model.
Yeah,
So
2 motors,
yeah.
a lot of power, but still efficient until now.
Good.
So let's see. Now it's rains a little bit. We have been lucky because dry roads and still 15, 16 degrees Celsius outside, so fairly good conditions. The heat pump doesn't need to work that hard to keep the cabin temperature.
No.
And we are driving the car in eco mode, and I actually set the cabin temp to 22 degrees.
Yeah, 22, auto.
Yeah, because 20 was a bit
Cold.
Yeah.
Typical Chinese cars.
Yes, like differing 2 degrees compared to German or European cars when it comes to the cabin temperature.
Say so.
Yeah. So 22 is the new 20.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. 22 is the new 20.
So we're closing into the first charging session. We have been traveling for almost 400 kilometers, 392 kilometers now on the odometer. And the average consumption is around 16.5 kilowatt hours. I don't have the latest calculation in my head, but around 16.5 for the whole trip until now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 400 kilometers almost, and that's with 82% state of charge.
Yeah.
That means that 400 kilometers is not a problem for this car. You can more or less expect 440 around that ballpark in these conditions. Now we're actually very tight on battery, so 27 kilometers of range left.
Yeah.
Can you just flip? I can flip it over to
Energy meter.
to percentage.
Percentage.
Yeah, so 5% state of charge left, and the actual distance to the charger is almost 19 kilometers. So we have a margin of like 5 kilometers, and we will probably hit the charger at around 1% state of charge. We are pushing it a little bit. We could have taken a charger further closer to Amsterdam, of course, but we chose to do this just to try to see how long and how far we actually can go.
Yeah.
So soon hitting and entering the Ionity charging station.
Yeah. We'll be arriving with 2-3% maximum.
Yeah, I think 1% maybe.
Maybe 1%.
Yeah.
It's really on the edge.
Yeah, on the edge, but there is also a buffer.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean the purpose is not to use the buffer, but it's good to know that there is a buffer in the battery pack. So even if it hits 0, there is still some juice left. So we have just finalized the first charge session. 1 to 80% took 25 minutes. A really nice charge curve. So just started the most aggressive tapping at 78%. Until 78%, it just was like charging at 180 almost.
Yeah.
Kilowatts. That's really a aggressive charge curve. So 1 to 80% in 25 minutes. I'm not done the final calculation, but I guess 10 to 80% took 20 minutes as specified from Xpeng. So that's a really nice charge curve. Now we are entering Hamburg, and I think it's getting a bit late. I mean, it's almost 8 o'clock in the evening, and it's getting time for some food. And we are looking for, again, a more traditional dish. So this is your first driving stretch in Hamburg. In Hamburg, but all in all with the G6.
Exactly. With the G6.
Yeah. So I'm actually resting now after 4.5 hours of drive. It actually feels good. Feels good.
Turn left to Silcherstrasse.
Easiest drive. Yes, we're gonna turn left here.
Yeah, it's too late.
Yeah, I've taken the next one. So it's time for some traditional German or hamburger schnitzel
Yes.
here in Hamburg. Just parked the car, and it's time to get some food.
Looks good.
Yeah, a small beer garden. I'm really hungry, you know.
Yeah.
We've been driving for a while now, and yeah, I think this is the entrance.
Should we take a jumbo cocktail instead?
Schweinische Biergarten. Let's move in. So just got the food served. Classical schnitzel. Maybe not Hamburg specific, but more German specific.
Yep.
And this is just what we need now. Perfectly fine. I'm really hungry. Need to dig into this food. So it's getting late. It's midnight. We just recently arrived at the hotel here in Kolding in Denmark, south of Denmark. We have been driving all day. We have covered 690 kilometers, almost 700 kilometers today.
So we were tired.
Yeah, we're tired.
And we came with the flight before, so.
Yeah, so we need some sleep, but you just need to summarize the day. So 690 kilometers, we consumed 124 kilowatt hours of battery capacity. So we charged one time from 2 to 80%, and that took 25 minutes. Yeah. So 25 minutes of charge time for the whole day. That's good. And average consumption actually got a bit higher than the earlier report, because mostly due to wet road conditions. And also now it's around 8-9 degrees during evening, so it's a bit colder, wet roads, but the final consumption ended up at 17.9 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So still a good consumption.
Yeah.
And all this with only 25 minutes of a charge stop.
Yeah, and you can't forget we also tested the top speed of the car.
Yeah, that's great. So good information. So at the Autobahn, actually you tested the top speed.
Of course.
And the top speed is, to be exact, 213 kilometers per hour. It stops exactly at that point.
It cuts the power.
Yeah, so that acceleration is actually included in these numbers. So 17.9. And we plugged in the car here at the hotel. Hopefully we get a full charge when we leave after breakfast tomorrow. That's good. So charge overnight. We don't lose any time at all.
No.
And tomorrow we're actually heading, passing Copenhagen, Malmö on the way, and then final destination for tomorrow, Gothenburg. I think that's it for this report today. So we have left the hotel. This is the second day, and we are traveling all the way from Kolding, south of Denmark, to Gothenburg on the west coast of Sweden. And we are currently passing the bridge, the big belt bridge, on the west or east side of the Odense island in Denmark. And we're gonna travel just above 500 or almost 550 kilometers today. And we have put 110 kilometers behind us for now. And average consumption 19.4 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. But that's fairly good, given that we have had like an average speed of just between 100 and 110 kilometers per hour, maybe 1.5 in that ballpark. So, and hit some rain also on the midway.
That's true.
Now it's dry and nice, 14 degrees outside. And I think
on our way to Copenhagen, we'll pass.
Yes, soon hit Copenhagen. We'll pass by.
And then Malmö.
Yeah, and we have the second big bridge, Öresundsbron.
Yes.
Before or in between Copenhagen and Malmö. So
and we charge 100%?
Yes, that's a good point. We charged the car up to 100% during the night. Very convenient, even if it was a bit pricey.
Yeah, hotel charging.
Hotel charging from Clever. But it's really nice to start with a full charge. I mean, we can almost go the whole way to Gothenburg. I think we need to hit the charger for a short while anyway, before reaching the hotel. So all in all, a good start of the day, and
a really good car to travel in.
Yeah, so nice. And
So-
yeah, and you drove it last night.
Yeah.
And the last bits, the last 2 or 3 hours.
Yes.
And I think you drove it on autopilot or the drive assist function.
90% of the time.
Yes.
Almost all of the.
Yeah. And,
It was bad weather. It's pretty dark.
Yeah. And it felt very stable. I'm also driving on autopilot almost all the time. I think it's like 90% or 80% of the trip is on autopilot. So the drive assist function, the ADAS functionality is really great.
Yeah.
Especially my favorite is the lane change function.
Yeah.
As I do now, it actually does the lane switch for you. You just need to push the blinker,
Yeah.
hold the steering wheel, and it does the whole lane shift automatically and very smooth. It works like a charm almost
Yeah.
every time.
Almost every time.
Yeah. And it doesn't hesitate that much either.
No.
No. So really good self-driving capability here.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
shockingly good.
Shockingly good and
Nice.
stays so straight and stable in the center of the lane.
Yeah. Doesn't ping pong that much between
No.
the lanes.
But you felt some weakness during nighttime.
Yeah. Rain and night.
Yeah, so harsh conditions.
Yeah, I think lights from up, like oncoming traffic and like
Yeah, all
long
reflections.
trucks,
Yeah.
Made it so they hesitated a couple of times, but
Yes,
it's been normal.
because there's one difference between the Chinese version of the G6, or I think Xpeng in general, has LiDARs in China.
Okay.
Yeah, but
But not these ones.
Yeah, to be able to lower the price here in Europe, they remove the LiDAR and rely on radars and cameras instead. So
Average speed camera zone and ahead.
that's a good warning.
Yeah.
Average speed cameras. It warns me for that, but that's great to travel with autopilot activated, and you don't need to worry about average speed. So just a slight update. We are currently in between 2 countries, in between Denmark and Sweden.
Yeah.
We are on top of Öresundsbron. This is a really cool bridge in between the 2 countries. Average consumption since we started at the hotel this morning is 17.6 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers.
Yeah.
And we have traveled 250 kilometers.
Today,
Yes, today
so far.
so far, but we have a couple of hours of a trip left.
Yeah.
Almost halfway now for
Yeah.
this
halfway.
evening stop. Yeah, so almost halfway. And so total trip
Close to
yesterday included, close to
1,000 kilometers.
yeah,
Right?
very close to 1,000 kilometers. And that's nice. I haven't done the final calculation for these 2 days, of course, yet, but it feels like we are going to have a decent consumption.
Yeah.
All in all, I mean. So that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we had some. As we do, we ate some specific food in Amsterdam,
Yeah.
outside Amsterdam in Netherlands. We also did that in Germany.
Yes.
And today we didn't time it that well, so was no time for food because we're not hungry yet.
Yeah.
But we took a fika, a Danish fika this
Danish
time.
fika.
So we ate a Danish specialty bakery.
Yeah. What was it called?
I mean, in Sweden we call it wienerbröd,
Yeah.
wienerbröd.
Wienerbröd.
Yeah, wienerbröd. Real nice, and had some great coffee. So
And also some cinnamon.
cinnamon chocolatey,
Sneagle.
cinnamon sneagle. Yeah,
What do you call it?
something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Tasted great.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, so we actually gained some energy with some extra sugar before continuing the trip.
Also saw some awesome place.
Yeah,
At the beach.
Yes, just outside Copenhagen. Great beaches. I said beaches, to be clear. But a great area, and the weather is delivering today. I don't know. Can you see the temperature?
Yeah, it's 16 degrees.
16 degrees and currently sunny. So that's nice. We are on the third day of the travel and we are still in Gothenburg and we have a nice view of the Gothenburg Avenue. This is one of the bigger and most known streets here in Gothenburg.
Yeah.
And we are ready to check out and having our last coffee before jumping into the Orange Beast.
The beast.
The Beast. And let me just summarize yesterday's trip. Total distance 540 kilometers.
Yep.
Total used capacity 97 kilowatt hours and consumption 18 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So still a good consumption.
Yep, it is.
Yeah.
And we also did a small charging stop,
Yeah, that's right.
about 6 minutes, topped up.
Yeah, topped up from 32 to 52%, so
Yeah.
20% top up just to
Yeah.
be able to reach the destination. And we also knew that we would have a overnight charge here at the hotel.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it was a bit slow,
Slow,
so we
yeah.
only reached a charge capacity or state of charge of 70%.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, we need to stop on the way back home to Stockholm because it's
Yeah.
480 kilometers, and it may be possible to do in 100% state of charge, but we're not going to hypermile.
No.
We're going to drive normally, and therefore we are planning for another charge stop. And
Yeah.
as promised at the beginning of the video, we're actually going to do that on a V3 supercharger station, 400 volt, as you all know probably. And this car, they say it is 800 volt, but it
Yeah.
seems to be around 650.
600, yeah,
just over
620. Like
620, I think.
620.
Yeah, I think that was the top
Yeah.
voltage we saw on the Ionity charger.
Yeah.
So that means that we will probably achieve fairly good speeds
Yeah.
even at a supercharger.
Probably, because it's high amps, both the car
Yeah.
and the V3 supercharger,
Yeah.
also high amps. So should be fairly decent, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think it will be a fairly good scenario to try out, and I think it's really good information for you guys to know.
Yeah.
So I think we're ready to leave.
Yeah.
We will take a couple of hours. We are in a bit of a hurry to reach Stockholm before it gets dark.
Yeah.
So let's go. Finally back home in Stockholm. This has been a long trip.
Yeah.
Today we traveled 471 kilometers all the way from Gothenburg to Stockholm with the average consumption of 19 kilowatt hours.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Was a mixed weather.
yeah, some rain on parts of the trip.
Pretty heavy rain.
Pretty
Some
heavy
parts.
rain, yeah, but mostly dry roads
Yeah, most of our.
and around 15, 16 degrees Celsius. So fairly good conditions. We did one stop, and as we promised, we did that stop on a V3 supercharger. Unfortunately, though, we only hit a top speed of 91 kilowatts.
Yeah.
So we tried different chargers, we tried different piles or strings,
Clusters, yeah.
clusters to see if it was the chargers, but it is the car for sure.
Yeah.
So probably something with the software or the handshake that doesn't really feed all the needed power because it's stopped at 220 amperage,
Yeah.
around that ballpark, and did never pass that.
No.
But it kept 91 kilowatts all the way up to 80%.
Yeah.
Straight up. We charged to 84%, and we didn't want to. I mean, we could have saved some time if we went for a Ionity charger. Then it would have taken 25 minutes. We have proved that before. This took 37 minutes. But what we show here is that this car is probably not ready yet. Not sure if it's the car or the charger.
I don't know. Or
But-
handshake. as
Or
you
the
said.
handshake. So probably something in the communication.
Yeah.
So I think it's still good to know for you guys that it's not optimal.
No.
So stick to 800 volt chargers, and preferably maybe Ionity works really good every time. We tried it twice and we achieved very good charge speeds on both those times. So that's it, I mean.
Yeah.
And total travel time without charging, 17 hours, 1,700 kilometers of traveled distance. We consumed 311 kilowatt hours of battery capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Sounds a lot, but
sounds a lot,
that much actually.
Yeah, it's not that much. And we spent in total 1 hour and 9 minutes charging
Yeah.
on 17 hours of drive. Yeah, so 1 hour and 9 minutes, and that was with the supercharger involved. If we did redo the same travel again, we would use the Ionity charger, and then the total charge time would have ended up at 48 minutes. So 48 minutes is actually what you need to spend at the charger when you travel all the way from Amsterdam to Stockholm, 1,700 kilometers.
If you have night charging, like when you
Yes,
park.
yeah, good point. You need to charge your car during night. That's the optimal way to do long trips. I mean, check into a hotel or park in a garage with a destination charger, then you're fine. And total cost, 1,155 Swedish crowns for all charging.
Was that 105 euros something? Just
102 euros
102 euros.
in total. So 102 euros for 1,700 kilometers of travel.
And we didn't drive particularly slow. Follow the restrictions.
Follow the
regular
restrictions.
driving.
Yeah, we didn't average like 160 on the autobahn.
No, we didn't.
We did drive in a more Swedish manner,
Yeah.
like
probably.
120, 130
Yeah.
in that ballpark. But still, yeah, you tried out the top speed, etc.
Yeah, of
So
course, of course.
it's a reasonable driving. We did
tried
not
some-
hypermile at all. We just drove the car.
Yeah, we tried some accelerations and some small
Yeah.
things also.
Yeah. So I mean, that's it.
So, yeah.
This is all the information, and this is what you can expect out of the Xpeng G6.
Yes.
Performance all-wheel drive. So I don't know. Do you have anything more to say?
No, I would say like the Xpeng G6 is a little bit over expectations for me at least.
Yeah. So it exceeded your expectations.
It did. It did.
Yeah, and I agree. I mean, when it comes to comfort, I mean the total efficiency and
Ride comfort.
ride
noise,
comfort, silent cabin, the noise level, as you say.
seats, sound is pretty good, like sound system.
Yeah, yeah. Sound system is good. So and everything is included.
Yeah.
And I'm particularly amazed and impressed by the charge speed.
Yeah.
I mean, 10-30% in 20 minutes. That's actually exactly what it took for us.
Yeah. 20 minutes.
Yeah,
10 to
so,
80%.
yeah. So we clocked it 10-80% on spot, 20 minutes.
It was really good.
That's really good. That's impressive. I mean, for this price point.
Yeah. I would say it's like a perfect long range car.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna travel longer distances, it's comfortable, you have really good autopilot, comfortable seats.
Yeah.
It's like really good, like if you like to travel longer distances, if you're like 4 people in the family
Yeah.
or with friends, it's a really good car.
It's a really good car.
Especially for the price.
Yeah. For a price, you have a big battery pack.
Yeah. Good
It's
comfort,
a efficient car,
efficient, yeah.
good comfort, and good charging.
Yeah. And pretty decent performance also on top of that, so it's
Yes.
fun also.
Yeah. So it's a great package.
Yeah.
So I think that's all for today.
Yeah.
We're tired. We need to replenish some energy and come back for other videos. There will be more about the G6, so stay tuned for that. And as we always say, subscribe, like, and engage, and stay electric. Thank you for watching. Speak to you soon.